So listen, I want to ask you guys a question. I was reading, and I've tried to find it again, and it's not there. Somebody must have taken rid of it. I read that this professional soccer league is in financial difficulty.
Absolutely.
Which
and
one?
This is my question to you guys, and listen to my question because I want each one of you guys to answer it. Maple Leaf Sports is not used to losing money. They are a machine of a machine of a machine. How much longer do you think they'll stay in it? Because they're not apparently to drive the people. You got to bring some big European stars, and then you got to make deals with the big. Whether you make a deal with Lazio, Juventus, the big Italian soccer teams, right, or Spain, Madrid. You got, and those guys. Not only do you pay them a salary, you have to pay a vig, a commission to the team that you're borrowing from, right?
Transfer fee, yeah.
It's big, but also they're lending to you so you can get fans, so you got to pay them. So my question to all of you guys is, how much longer do you think? And I hear they're dogs. All the teams are burning money. They're going through a lot of money, and there's no future. Apparently, the guys that they've hired, these geniuses, the bean counters, they don't see that there's any future in sight. How much longer do you think we'll have a team in Toronto? And yet it's been tried a million times with the Toronto Blizzards, which was that the first professional soccer team we had?
It was actually the Toronto Metros was the first
Toronto
team.
Metros, you're correct. And then it was the Blizzards, right?
Yep, that's right.
And then it was Croatia.
Croatia.
Well, it was Metros.
So now it's very well organized. It's the same as the NHL. There's teams in Canada and teams in the United States. How much longer do you think they're going to be subsidized with the massive losses that these teams are incurring?
Well, Toronto, unfortunately for them, they thought that. I don't know what their profit or loss statements are like, but they spent $100 million this past summer on obviously Jermaine Defoe, Michael Bradley, and the Brazilian goalkeeper Cesar, who already left to go back to play in the English Premiership. Defoe is going to get offers to go in the January transfer.
That's not my question.
Well, I'm saying they spent $100 million. That's what killed them.
My question to you is, how much longer do you think they're going to sustain the losses?
I don't know. It's Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. You never know with them.
Well, they're not used to it, right, Billy? They're not used to having a burn.
Well, they couldn't have. Well, you wonder how much money were they making on the Raptors when that stadium was half empty until this past year.
It doesn't matter. The Raptors, it's still the NBA. The NBA is the transfer payments are huge. There's a big value, and here's something that you're going to know. And I read this. One of the most popular jerseys in the world from the NBA is the Toronto Raptors. It's one of the most popularly purchased jerseys. So, it's a very. I'm positive that the Raptors are not burning money. I'm positive. This is based on what I just read, that their soccer division's burning money. So
well, the Raptors can't be burning money because
they're not.
5,000 of their season tickets were people who wanted Leaf season tickets.
Who are extorted and blackmailed into buying it.
That's right. So,
okay.
Nice deal.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is, the Raptors is a good find. Maple Leaf Sports got lucky, and they had the power to blackmail, but they're not going to blackmail anybody if you want season Leaf tickets to buy season tickets for their soccer. No, it's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen because most hockey fans couldn't give two fucking rats' asses about soccer. Completely opposite. I like soccer, but a hockey fan watches hockey because it's energy, right? Soccer, you gotta like it, but it's slow, So I'm just saying, do you think that this will last? They are saying that unless there's some huge amount of infusion of television deals and sponsorships and more gate, that this some teams within the less than 2 years are going to implode. Did you hear anything like that, Tony?
No, that's the first I'm hearing about it, but I'm not surprised. As I understand it, and Norm, tell me if I'm wrong, when a team buys an expensive player, the league helps subsidize that payment.
Well, yeah, I think each team in the MLS is allowed to have one of these star marquee players.
But everybody pays for it.
Yeah, well, they did.
The league is made up of money coming from the franchisees.
Right.
Well,
so if all the franchisees are losing money, the franchisor is going to be shit out of luck one day. The well's going to dry up. The well is coming from the well. It's not coming from any other outside,
I think the league helped a little bit with David Beckham.
But the league gives the fucking teams.
Well, I'm just saying. I said the league helped with David Beckham. I'm just saying what I know.
I made a point that if they're continuously losing money, right?
And that's why I said that, because Frank may have a point that if teams are spending all this money for all these high-priced talent, everybody's paying, they're all losing money.
I think David Beckham was a good investment. I mean, he drew fans. Let's face it, he's a crossover star.
He drew fans in LA and in Toronto every time he was supposed to come play.
He draws fans everywhere.
With the promise that Beckham was going to play, he never played.
Yeah, but Beckham draws fans everywhere because he's David Beckham. Women like him, kids like him.
Okay,
people who could give a rat's ass about soccer.
Completely left wing on the point. The point I'm trying to say is that's one fucking example.
Wow.
There's no more David Beckham. And what Tony said is correct. Every team's trying to get a big player, big marquee player to drag people into the gate because there's a lot of soccer fans in the world.
Yeah, that's right. It's the #1 sport.
But they're not going to see this league. They're not going.
Yeah, average attendance last year was 18,807.
For what, Toronto?
Average attendance for Major League Soccer. For all the teams.
Okay, what was the average attendance in Europe for professional soccer?
Probably 60, maybe 55,
Well, Europe
60.
depends which country. I mean, they have stadiums.
Average.
I don't know. You have stadiums that seat 70.
Would 60,000 be average, Tony?
Sure, that's a good number.
Yeah.
Google, what's the average attendance? 60,000 is a pretty decent number. What if there's stadiums that are 80,000? In Brazil, there's stadiums that fit over 100,000.
But Frank, the problem
would be a fair number, guys.
Frank, the
I
problem
think it's a fair
with
number. Don't listen to
gentlemen, the problem with trying to, you can't average stadiums in the EPL, the English League.
Okay.
Let me finish my statement.
But was it 5 months since you came? It'll be 90 months.
Well, do you want an answer or not? If you don't want an answer, I won't say anything. I'm trying to help you to get an answer.
The average attendance is 60,000, 55,000, 70,000 in stadiums across the world. And the average attendance here is 18,000.
Frank,
and you're not getting big television contracts like hockey's getting or football. I'm pretty sure soccer, I'm positive, I'm willing to bet you $1 million that professional soccer doesn't have the same television deal that the NFL has.
Correct.
No, not even.
Well, depends.
And Frank, what's happened is that people have figured out what is going on. The major soccer league is a house league. They
Exactly.
control the teams. It's just you don't have that ability to build your own franchise. They control it, and they're not doing a very good job. And now they've taken all the money from the good franchises that have done reasonably well, and I assume they pool their resources.
And try to subsidize the ones that are doing shit. And there's more that are doing shit than that are doing well.
That's right. And
so the well is drying up.
Yep. And it's a farce. It's a farce.
So
they're wondering whether the championship game isn't fixed.
Well, let's go back to what Tony just said, which is very valid. So think about this. If you were spending big, giant money, or even Norm said that at the beginning of this conversation that last summer the Toronto Maple Leaf organization spent big money on the field to get some players, which are all going back.
$100 million.
Think about this, guys. I mean, you don't have to be Ernst & Young or KPMG to do the numbers. So you're paying big money, and you're just like Major League football, Major League baseball, right? But you're not getting any of the fucking numbers. You're not getting any of the numbers on the television deal. And tickets are very cheap. To go see soccer, it's not expensive.
No.
So even if they get 20,000 people, and the average ticket price is $20, they're not getting a lot of people.
I don't know if they're 20.
I'm just giving you a number.
You think that's
they're not 300, they're not 400, they're not 500. They could be an average of $50 or $60, depending on some of the seats that are at the top, right?
Yeah.
The boxes are not that expensive. We've gone to soccer games out of curiosity and stuff, and I'm telling you right now, I agree with Billy Watters, and I've heard this from a lot of soccer aficionados that when they go see one of these games, it feels like house league. It doesn't feel like they're walking into a pro game, like when you walk into a football game or a baseball game or a Raptors game. It feels very bush league.
Well, it is minor league, and the vast majority, the big name players who come here, most of them, not all, but most of them are in the twilight of their career overseas. There might be an exception like Michael Bradley, who is still a big name player with the U.S. national team and was playing with Roma. So it is a minor league in contrast. Now, just to put the story straight, Soccer is not unpopular in Canada. The English Premier League worldwide has the biggest TV numbers of any sport, any league in the world. And people in Canada, including myself, I watch the English Premier League. I do not watch MLS. But I think a lot of people in North America, because NBC now shows the English Premier League,
we're not talking about that. I'm just telling you that not a lot of people in North America like this league. I'd not say that they hate soccer, but in the United States, the problem with the United States is that the Americans have so many sports that have been around such a long time that are so already entrenched. And how many other people, right, are you going to allow?
Yeah.